Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Airfix's latest release. Here we've got the 1/35th scale Austin K2Y ambulance. And we can say Austin with this one because obviously Airfix have got the licensing, as a certain other kit we reviewed last week doesn't. Although that one had the Queen in it, but you can't say the Queen because that's Crown copyright as well. Never mind. Anyway, so what we got down in here, Airfix's latest release. And again, I was never going to do a side-by-side comparison. If you've seen the other videos, you know my reasons why. It's purely because it's just definitely not fair. But as you can see, it's always like the usual way. So I talk about buses all coming in at once, but apparently we've got ambulances as well. All right. So anyway, lovely little kit, as you can see. So a little bit round on the box. But your kit number for this one, which is A1375. We've got a few of the marking options down in here as well, so we've got some of the different schemes you can see down there. So in the box we are greeted by, do you know what, that's really weird because this is brand new. I haven't looked in here, but it wasn't sealed. There's no sticky cornery bits as well, which I haven't known that before, so that's a new one on me. Okay, so we are greeted by clear parts, which is fair enough. We've also got a bag. Now I'm assuming, to be honest, this isn't their kit. I don't know whose kit this is. I could be wrong, but the bags aren't their usual sort of bags. So perhaps it's come from somewhere else, shall we say. But yes, there you go. Very nice indeed. We've got a little bit of photo etch, which is beautifully done as well. And we've got the decals. So again, very, very nice indeed. And we've got the instructions. So if we start in the instructions first, I'll move those because it's like an avalanche. Okay, so going straight into this one, we've got all screws used, so we've got nothing to worry about just down in there. So same type of things we've seen before, so we've got to do the chassis. So you get all the chassis parts going down in there. We've got the springs going in. We've got the bottom of the transmissions, obviously got the sump down in there as well. All right, we've got the running gear being put in down in there as well, so fair enough. And then obviously the exhaust system going in. The wheels are a little bit more standard, so we've just obviously got hubs into wheels. We can see just like that one as well, so that's fair enough. And then making up down in here, so we've got fuel tanks as well on both sides. We've got the forward wings or fenders or wherever you're on all part of the world being down in there. So there is different versions, as you can see. So it's saying you've got common parts for the colour callouts and things like that for the different versions you're doing. So in the back, we have got obviously some detail. It's probably not as detailed as we know as the Gecko one, but you have got obviously the positions down in here for the stretchers going down in the back. We've actually got the crew area at the front as well with the seat, the various bits and pieces. We've got the door being fitted down on this one, and obviously you can have it open or closed. And then we've got more of the stretchers going in there, that spare wheel being fitted in, and obviously the rear being fitted down in that one. Then you've got all the details going down in here. So obviously we've got the seat being put on, we've got the dashboard, steering wheel, all the usual bits and pieces you might imagine down in there. The cab's obviously section going together, we've got the clear parts going in, and then obviously we've got the roof and the roof structure going down in there like that. And then obviously under here, I do believe this is the underside, we've got some more boxes being put on the underside. Then we've actually got the actual chassis being mated up to the actual bodywork as well. So obviously dropping that one down. We've got the mud flaps, various bits and pieces being put on. We've got the rear boarding step being fitted. And then we've got the radiator, the front grille and the bonnet being fitted down in there as well. And then we've got a few bits. So we've got the doors on this one, roll-up doors. So in the open position down in there, because they are sort of canvas and plastic. With those ones, we've got the actual lights being fitted down this one. A little bit of a bumper overroll and the headlights as well going down in there. We've got some of the different versions down in this one. So we've got this one from Northwest Europe in 1944. We've got a very nice one in North African with that three-tone camo, which last time I saw that camo was on a Matilda. So very nice with that one as well. And then obviously we got one from Alexandria in 1942. So that's very nice as well. And then last up as well, we've just got one from England in 1944. It was a really long-lived ambulance as well, because obviously it carried on right the way into the Korean War as well. So very nice indeed. We've got some decals down in here with the various parts. I don't think we really need to get these out of the bag because we can see them all through there. So again, we've got these ones the right way up. There we go. Nice markings all the way through. Look pretty darn good. Can't go wrong with those. Right, okay. So in the old bags, dive into here. Okay, so we've got sprue B, and it obviously is Airfix's because it's got their new way of doing it. down in here. Really nice plastic. It's a little bit harder than what we've seen of late with some of their ones. Looks pretty darn good. All the screw gates are very, very small, which is nice to see. So if we move around up here, we can see we've got the sides there. We've got some of the details. We've got the floor. Looks all very, very nice indeed. We've got the springs. We've got that forward sort of bulkhead, if you like, forward of the cab. Front end, sort of A-frame system. Got some of the stretchers. No real texture onto them, which is a shame. And then obviously we've got the other parts as well. And then over on here, on the blind side, all the ejector pins are beautifully recessed and tucked out of the way. It's very nice. Can't see anything wrong with that. Okay, and then we've got more of it down here. We've got a little sink mark I've just noticed up here. Generally sprue A looking very, very nice indeed. And then over here, we've got some of those details looking nice. Yeah, got a little sink mark just in there. It's quite a thick piece. I think it's just where it's cooled. We got that one. We got some of the stowage boxes, the various bits and pieces. There's that chassis. First part of the chassis. This is the roof and the inner roof as well, just down on there. And we've got some of those other parts. We've got the chassis down in there. More roof sections, inner roof sections, with the vents on the inside as well. So very nice indeed. And again, good, clean, sharp, crisp, right the way through. Looks very nice indeed. Next sprue. Again, we've got the bonnet section, which as we know is a loose part right round in here. We'll have a look at that in a moment. And again, that all looks very nice indeed. Good level of detail right the way through. So we've got the wheels and hubs. Very nice. So these are two halves going to be going together. Just down in those. So we've got those springs. Got the prop shaft there. And over here, some of the smaller items. So we've got the inside of these wheel sections. Got that front radiator grille section. The bottom of the engine sump. So you've got something to look at underneath. All the sort of various parts, bits and pieces you can see just down in here. Spare wheels. Sorry, spare wheel and all the other wheels. We've got the rear drafts. We've got the steering wheel. We've got these front wings. Very nice indeed. And again, we've got the bonnet just here as well. We've got some nice doors on the side. Nicely moulded in one, just like that. Quite nice. All right. Can we keep that somewhat safe? I don't want to forget it. Over on the blind side, again, really sharp, clean, crisp. No problem with any of that at all. Beautifully done. Then last up, we've got the clear parts, which again, I don't think we need to get them out of the bag because they're flat. So as you can see, good, clear. Got the windscreen wiper moulded in, I think that is. Is that a windscreen wiper? In fact, yes it is. It's a moulded in windscreen wiper. And again, nice little details with those. Nothing wrong with any of that at all. There you have it. Short and sweet, but this is the thing to this particular kit. I know a lot of people obviously put this up one against the Gecko kit, and the Gecko kit is something else. It's a complete work of art, but it's a long push into that. Having built vehicles like that, Ryfield models, MRAP springs to mind, where it's literally, it seems every single nut and bolt you have to build to put that thing together. It's like building the real thing. It's a really long, drawn-out process to put it all together. I wish there was a simplified version of it, because I'll probably build another one, because it's a really cool vehicle. Same with this. So you've got your option. If you want to go the long haul and have that fantastic detailed engine, all the interior bits and pieces and everything that goes with it and all the gorgeous photo etch, you're obviously going to go Gecko. If you're more of a weekend builder, this thing will go together in a couple of hours, let's face it. And then you get on with the painting and weathering stuff, then you're going to go obviously with the Airfix one, because at the end of the day, they're both exactly the same externally. It just depends on how much detail you want to put into it. And that's a nice thing. Obviously, you've got both options, and that's the beautiful thing about this hobby. You can just think, right, I want to go completely to town without the engine open and do a little diorama or a diorette or something. Gecko's your choice. If you're just going to go for something you want as an iconic ambulance and things like that, then obviously you've got the Airfix one for a more straightforward build that you can just get on with it, get it together, and then get it into paint and those types of things. And that's the great thing about this hobby, that we have got both options. So although it seems a bit funny that they both got released in the same week, totally different manufacturers, but actually you've just got both options. And I can see a lot of people wanting this one over the complexities that go with the Gecko one. I know lots of people who love the Gecko one because of complexities over the more basic Airfix one. So again, it's one of those things. You pay your money, you take your choices. Anyway, that is Airfix's beautiful 1/35th scale Austin K2Y ambulance.